keep going, then you'll have the new moon. Now that declares the next month right there, man. The first day of the phases of the moon. And, as you see here, man, right now, we're at 1% illumination. All right, you see the age of the moon is 1 day right now. All right, and that's just the age of this cycle. All right, so you see yesterday, all right, last night came in the new moon, which it was at 0%. So now we're at 1%. And what it's going to do, man, day by day, it's going to get bigger and bigger. Day 5, day 6, you see, day 7, and all the way till the middle of the month, you will have the full moon. That'll come in the middle of the month, man. 15 days, it says. Now, when you keep going, then you'll have the new moon. Now, that declares the next month right there, man. The first day of the next month. It's going to come in on that night, you see? And it even tells you the dates up top, man. All right? But you see, it's really not hard to get, man. I mean, how could you think the Heavenly Father created all things and he didn't give us a way to depict different days? As the scriptures have made it clear, man. Going on verse 7, from the moon is the sign of feasts. That's how you know when particular feasts and holy days are going to be arriving, man. A light that decreaseth in her perfection. What do you mean? A light that decreases. Here it is right here, man. Decreasing. It's decreasing, you see? Decreases and increases, you see? Declaring the times. Verse 8, it says, the month is called after her name. So what did I say, man? Here's the new month right here. When the new moon comes in, the month is called after her name. Then you have the new moon again, the next month. You see, so on and so forth, man. It says, increasing. So you see now, what did it say? Decreasing in her perfection. Now in verse 8, it says increasing wonderfully in her changing. You see that, man? Letting you know, all right, what time it is. Once again, all right. It says being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven. Go ahead and grab another precept. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 14. It says, and God said, let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. You see that, man? These lights, the moon was given unto us to know what time it is, man. The sun was given to us so we would know when it's daytime. And the sun is even used to tell you actually specifically what time it is. You see, I keep saying what time, but I'm talking about the dates. You see, talking about the months and so on and so forth. But you see, we even have been given the sun so we could tell what time it is, man. All right, and when the sun goes down, guess what? It's time for evening. The work is finished. You're coming in. All right. But you see, this is all part of our heritage, man. This is all part of our culture. Coming back into this knowledge and knowing and understanding that now we are Hebrew Israelites, man. All right, this is what our calendar is based off of. You see? So the Sabbath day, the way that it works, man, it's based off of the new moon. You see? So when the new moon comes in, then what you would have is your new moon feast, and that would mark your Sabbath for every week until that month is over. All right, so we'll go ahead and go back to it. So if your Sabbath comes in, all right, or your new moon comes in right here on the October 16th, then as you go on and on, all right, every day following that next week, every Friday, because it came in on Friday, as you see on the top, Friday, October 16th, and down at the bottom, illumination, 0% new moon. All right, so as you see, as you go on, the next Friday will be the next Sabbath. You see, you have the new moon, and now you have the Sabbath, and you continue, and you hit the next one, which is now on the full moon. All right, which they would have a feast on the full moon then. All right, so then you have your next one, Friday, and then once again Friday, and then your new moon on the very next day. You see, so that would mark your next one. Now from November 14th, it'll be Saturday to sundown to Sunday to sundown, man. And continuously going on in that pattern. But you see, man, the Heavenly Father gave us the tools that we need to return to who we are. You see, the things that we need to come back to salvation through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And ultimately, man, we're going to first we're working on ourselves, man. We're first working on ourselves to get to that point, all right, of perfection through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We ain't going to reach our own perfection through our own works. But that's where Yahweh Shai fills in, man. And through Yahweh Shai, we are going to be made perfect, man. All right, being a hopeful part of that number. All right. So with that being said, once we get put in that rule, guess what's going to happen? Revelation 2:25. All right, because what did it say? All flesh will follow the Sabbaths in this time. You don't see that today, man. Nobody even, you have people declaring the Sabbaths land on Saturday, the Sabbaths land on Sunday. Well, we just made it clear through the scriptures that they're based off of the lunar moon cycle, just like all holy days, just like all months, just like all weeks and days, man. You see? But as we go on Revelation 2 and 25, it says, but that which ye have, hold fast till I come. You see? That which we have being this knowledge that we've accumulated in this truth, man, this oil, you see? We've accumulated so much and specifically enough to receive mercy, man, enough to receive that salvation, man. Like I said earlier, man, to those that are able to receive the glorious light of this gospel, man. You see? And we're gonna be able to do so by these words right here, man, the book of life. All right, verse 26, it says, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And what are they going to do with the nations? Verse 27, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken into shivers, even as I received of my Father. You see that, man? So ultimately, man, we're working our way through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua to that rulership mentality that we once had, man, that we were created to have. But underneath the wicked rule of the Edomite, the Caucasoid, you see, we've been built up with complete madness. And through the Spirit, man, we're chipping at that old man, ultimately awaiting the return of the Messiah, in which we will be received in perfection, man. All right, once again, being a hopeful part of that number, man. All right, because what did it say, man? That which you have, hold fast till I come. Just because you've been called don't mean you're chosen. That's why we continue to stay on our P's and Q's, do these lessons, and push, man. Push, do everything that you can, give it your all. Going back to the book of Baruch, what does it say? So be in return, seek him 10 times more. And part of that is looking diligently, all right, to try to take part in these particular holy days and what have you, man. All right, but through the Spirit, man, you know, and what did it show you? That we're gonna establish this rule, all right, when we're put back in our place, man. All right, so all nations are going to be under the rule of the nation of Israel, man, underneath the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. All right, and when this is done, then we'll break down all these nations and build them back up properly, because they've been misinformed by the vigorous rule of the wicked oppressor known as the so-called white man. All right, but this is what it is, man. We're returning to who we are, and now you've learned, all right, if you didn't know already, all right, about the lunar moon cycle, and that is our calendar, man. All right, but with that, Lord, when this is edifying, once again, call halayim la Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles at GMS Bread, Millstone, and peace, love, blessings, salutations being to the elect who are able to receive this knowledge and come up out of this world, man. Shalom.